Wow. Hey guys, how are you this morning? You know, I woke up at my hotel this morning, which was good news in itself, and I felt really excited because I knew I was going to stand here this morning to talk about files. And now you may think, hey, how exciting can files really be? So we're going to show you today, maybe you change your mind. My name is Richard. I'm one of the product managers here at Novell, and I'm a file guy. So let me start by saying files matter. Files matter a lot to us at Novell, and I think that files matter to you. So show by hands, how many of you are managing files on a daily basis? Don't be shy. Oh, wow, look at that. So everyone who raised their hands, you have come to the right place. That's good news. Now, files are really the lifeline of most businesses today. They cannot live without their files, okay? And the number of files is growing exponentially, and these files, you need to take good care of them. You need to manage, backup, access, secure, move, copy, etc. A lot of work, right? Good news is no one focuses on files like Novell. And as you may remember, we invented enterprise file sharing many years ago with a product called NetWire that I know some of you are still using. Now today we're going to take the next step and talk about enterprise file sharing taken into the future. So here's an overview of our file and networking services products. Let me start at the top. I have to start somewhere. Open Enterprise Server. That's our flagship, if you wish. And I'm announcing today, in response to the most common customer request, Open Enterprise Server 11. Open Enterprise Server 11 runs on the latest version of SUSE Linux Enterprise. While that is great, and I think you will like this signals the start of an era where we will release a new version of Open Enterprise Server shortly after there is a new version of SUSE Linux Enterprise available. All right, now, we can admit this, not all file management tasks are enjoyable and fun. There is a lot of work that goes into managing these files, and many of you are IT admins here. Now, the Novell File Management Suite can help you deal with that, so it can help you locate and discover your files and figure out what your files are doing. It can help you optimize how these files are being stored for maximum business benefit. And lastly, it can help you automate a lot of those boring and manual tasks that you have to deal with. So if you haven't checked this product out already, do it here at BrainShare. Now lastly, I feel proud, touched, and excited to announce a new Novell product that is in development. You may have heard of Project Neutron. We're giving that product a name today. It's Novell Filer. It takes the ideas of Quick Finder, Net Storage, iFolder, and other things into the future in a new fashion. It enables social sharing and mobile file access for the enterprise. In order to explain how this works, I have this high-level view. So at the top, you see these file repositories. You have file servers today. With Filer, we're not asking you to move your files into some black box or proprietary store. Filer can help you make better use of the files you already have. So whether you're using NetWire, OS, Windows, or any type of NAS device, Filer sits in between as a middle tier and injects intelligence and adds capabilities to your end users so they can do better things with these files. And those devices can be iPads or Android devices, smartphones, Windows PCs, etc. So now slides can only take us so far. Would you guys like to see a demo today of Filer? Yeah, thank you. I have no idea what I would have done if you said no, so that's pretty cool. All right, well, by coincidence, I have two colleagues with me here on stage. We have Uma, who is the lead architect and engineer for Filer, and then Billy Bronx-Calero, he's with me in product management. So let me start with you, Bill. How are you this morning?
Good, doing good, Richard. I love the way you say my name. It sounds so evil.
Only a Bill, only a Swede can say Bill in the way I do. So. Okay. So the current file experience, we need to look at that first in order to see the difference you will get when you get Filer. Bill, he has a traditional Windows workstation with the Novell client installed on it, and he's using map drives. You know, some of you are running out of map drives, and these map drives expose too much technology to the users. Who cares about the file, the server name, the volume name, etc.? Now, there are a lot of places to go if you're a user to find your files. And even worse, let's say that Bill saves a file on one of those map drives. Could be a love letter. There is no way that Uma would have a clue about that, right? because there are no notifications. And this is the reason why most files that people save are never opened again. That's a horrible life to live if you're a file, right? So now, that's the current file experience. I want to call out your attention to a marketing folder. Bill, can you show us the marketing folder? We're going to use that in the demo today. And in that marketing folder, you see a couple of files, but this is the current experience. All right. Now, Uma, she's been standing there smiling, but now it's your turn. Don't feel the pressure. It's the world's first live demo of filer technology here. In the filer experience, it's a little different. I want to call out first that there are no map drives. And we could go on now, but no map drives. But the question is, well, so how do you get access to network files now? Well, the thing is you don't need them, so I'll come to that in a second. First of all files, when you're using the filer client, from regardless of what service they come from in the backend, will come down nicely to one unified location on your device. So Uma, if you go to the My Files, for example, that could be a mirror of your home directory you have today. In sync, the desktop with the backend, available for offline work, or it could be located somewhere else. If you go up one step, you have Shared with Me. Well, I guess you could guess what this is. If someone shares a file or folder with you, those will come into this folder. It's almost like an inbox. For those of you who have played with a cloud consumer tool called Dropbox, this is about the same experience, but for the enterprise. OK, Uma, I think it's time to go to this marketing folder. You see, it looks like just a folder. That is the folder with the files from our Open Enterprise server in the backend. So do you guys like this? Yes. That's the right answer. Thank you. All right, so now Uma is now going to share a file. She right-clicks on the file. It could be a folder, of course. She's going to share it with Bill. You see the dialog? It looks exactly the same like the Windows dialog, and that's on purpose because we want users to embrace this technology easily and not being afraid of it. But we're adding and enhancing Windows, so she can put the file rights there. She can tell for how long this file should be shared. And she's entering a little comment. That's like a little tweet of this file that Bill will see on his side when he receives the file. All right, so it's nice with a little pause sometimes. I get so hot when I present usually. Oh, OK. So now, Bill, people today are using a lot of different devices to access files. And I just want to check, how many of you have an iPad or Android tablet that you're using sometimes? Cool. Well, quite a few. Yeah, you need to ask for one for Christmas if you don't have one. So most people would like to get access to enterprise files from these devices. That's true, right? Now, so let's have a look at Bill, how he can access these files from an iPad. You see the little thing up there? That's a Novell Filer app. We have Android apps. We have iOS apps. You start the app. Hopefully, Bill, click on it. Wow, there you go. You see these directories? These are the same that Uma saw being a filer user on Windows. My file shared with me, marketing folder. And now, Bill, maybe we should show the notification that you received as a result of Uma sharing the file with Bill.
Sorry.
There you go. I don't know the guy in the picture, by the way. Oh, thank you. That got lost now. Good. OK, Bill can now go and open this file right from his iPad filer client. And there you go, a presentation that Uma shared. You like this? Great. OK, so Filer is a lot about the end-user experience. There are beautiful things we'll tell you if you come to the Filer session that could be beneficial for you IT admins as well. But now I'm going to turn to Bill, because as we said, there's a lot of work we put in to manage these files. And Bill, he has an idea how we can make your life easier for guys managing files.
All right, so if we can turn to my machine, great. All right, so now that we've taken a glimpse of what we're doing for the end user and their file experience, let's turn our attention to the administrator with intelligent file management based on policies and automation. Here we have Novell Storage Manager. It's a component of the Novell File Management Suite. Storage Manager allows the administrator to create policies that manage the entire lifecycle of files from start to finish, or better said, from the initial provisioning to the final vaulting of files and folders in the infrastructure. here is a group collaborative storage policy, and let's have a quick look for our demo today. So this policy is associated to the marketing container, which means that the policy will go into effect anytime a group is created, modified, or deleted in marketing. The provisioning options allow the administrator to set the file access rights that he wishes to enforce on the members of the group. Templates can be used to populate the group storage with a boilerplate of sample documents, forms, spreadsheets, in essence, any kind of file and folder structure that would be necessary and helpful to get the group up and running and productive as soon as possible. The target path points to the file system location where the group storage will be provisioned or created. In our demo here today, it's an OES servers NSS volume for marketing. It's important to note that we support NetWare, Windows servers, and network-attached storage, better known as NAS devices, from the major leading hardware vendors. This policy can also be used to set a group quota, clean up and groom files, as well as vault the group storage when a project is finished or perhaps terminated for compliance reasons, risk management reviews, and even audits. Okay, now for the cool part. So Storage Manager has an event monitor that listens to what happens in eDirectory as well as Active Directory. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into iManager, and I'm going to create a group. We'll call this group the Neutron group, and I'm going to put them in the marketing container. Okay, just a little inside information here, guys. I'm going to have a little fun. Neutron is the code name for Novell Filer, if you're interested in that sort of information. I'll click OK here. I'm going to modify this group, of course, and add Richard, Bill, and Uma to this group now. Bam! Storage Manager will detect this group create event and provision storage for this group based on the policy that you just saw. Now, if you recall our map drives in marketing, when I click on this, when I refresh this folder here, we should see the storage that got provisioned based on that policy. There's a folder here called Neutron. Now go into this folder, and you see that there's a structure there, some sample documents for this group to get up and running as soon as possible. Now, this is the traditional map drives. How about the next generation map drives with Novell Filer? Richard?
Yeah, cool, Bill. That was very interesting. So now, these files that were provisioned, they exist in this marketing folder. So let's go to Uma and see if we can have a look at these files from the Filer client. So Uma, if you refresh the directory, they're right there. Now, these files would start to synchronize down to Uma's desktop based on policy or usage. Now, when you share files, usually you share files maybe with and folders with your colleagues internally. Now, sometimes you want to send a file or a folder to someone outside your company. So how do you do that? Anyone? Email. Yeah, of course, creating more copies of files, more storage, more versions. You lose control. Okay, so with Filer, we thought maybe we should solve this problem once and for all. So Uma is again sharing a file. She just types in an external email address. She enters the same comment that she did before, or a comment that she did before when sharing with Bill. Now you may wonder, so how does this really work? Well, what happens is that the Filer server will send an email invitation to that email address that you see there. So Bill, it's time for you again.
Okay.
Let's see what it looks like on your side. Bill, he has his little contractor is working from his home office, and he's using Gmail. That should be okay for him. So now, he has two emails there. This is an invitation from the Filer server. He opens up the email, hopefully, and he clicks on that link. That's the left mouse button. Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, so now Uma didn't share this file publicly with everyone. You know, with Filer, all your files can get a URL, so you can, you know, if policy allows and your IT admins are okay, you could post links to files on Twitter, etc. But Uma shared this with this guy specifically, so now the question is, how does he authenticate? Because we don't store any usernames or passwords in Filer. The thing is, we're using and we're supporting OpenID. So Bill, go ahead and log in with your Google account. And once he has done that, he needs to approve, of course, for Google to be used. And then there's the file. Click on it, Bill. Is it real? Who knows? We'll see. Oh, thank you, it opens up. So that's how you can share files with Filer with external people.
I'll clap for myself.
Wow. Yeah, I'm ready for some oxygen right now. Okay, so I just wanted to summarize what we've done or seen today. First of all, files matter. No one focuses on files like Novell, and hopefully you think files are pretty cool after all. You have Open Enterprise Server 11 coming out around the corner. Learn more in the Install and Upgrade Central, how you can get there. You saw Bill give you a little hint of how the file management suite can give you a better quality of life if you're an IT admin. And lastly, get ready for the Novell Filer experience. We're going to have an early adopter release end of year. We're shooting for the big launch in the spring. And with that, have a great brain share, and may the files be with you guys. Thank you.